Nice to meet you, David. Oh, this is so sick. David, I flew all the way here because of those in this box. Right, are you ready to see it? Okay, all right, you can close your eyes. Three, two, one. Oh, program. Good, yes, this is a great gift. This we used to get this every Christmas morning. But yeah, we just all love this. Thank you, Isaac. This is so good. David poured us both a bowl of crackling milk bread, and we enjoyed a nostalgic meal together in Singapore. And that's when I gave him Isaac's letter. Dave, since you moved across the world, I know it's difficult for you to come home regularly.
There
This
are
brought me a
1,000
reminder
types of
that wherever we
enzymes,
work together,
each
we also work
catalyzing
together.
a unique
Thank you
chemical
so
or
much.
metabolic
Specifically, the
reaction.
strong
A
minds, really
multi-step
started this
chemical
off
reaction
for
when
Christmas.
each
I hope this box
of
is
the
going
steps is
well. I hope
catalyzed
it's
by
satisfying.
an
Don't get
enzyme
stuck in the
of
middle.
the same,
Eat slowly.
different or
All
same
of us
type,
take your time.
then
We
that
want
is
to
known
fully
as a
understand what
metabolic
good things
pathway.
are and how we
The
got here.
metabolic
Thank you,
pathway in
brother.
which glucose
Now,
becomes
Isaac has
pyruvic
no idea
acid
about this part.
through
He just
different
knows
10,
that you're going to
10
ask him
different
to
enzymes
deliver a letter to
catalyzed
us.
metabolic
And because the
reaction.
Singaporean
When you
stamp
study
right to
respiration in
David's
chapter
face, the
2,
only one that
you will
can
study
decide.
this
So
reaction,
I put in my
which is
lucky
known
penny
as the
and hit send.
process
All right? My
glycolysis.
job is only halfway done. I delivered the
At
cereal,
this
and now I've
stage,
got
you
something
should
to put
note
into
that
practice.
this very
Keep
metabolic pathway
working,
with
Isaac.
one or
I'm
two
on my way,
additional
okay?
reactions give rise to a variety of
After that,
metabolic
I had
end
2 hours to take my
products.
certified
In
mountain
our
bike to the
skeletal
around
muscles,
Singapore. It's a beautiful place.
under
This is just
anaerobic
so great. Like
conditions,
I said, I grew up
lactic,
on looking at
lactic
Singapore
acid
right
is
next to
formed,
us at school, and I
and
always
under
wished I could
normal
go there.
aerobic
And I gotta say,
conditions,
it did not
pyruvic
disappoint.
acid is
Except for the
formed.
fruit that I tried to
In
recently
yeast,
that
during fermentation,
it
the
was
same
maybe not a
pathway
good bet.
leads to the
But next week
production
I
of
flew back to
ethanol,
the airport to
alcohol.
prepare for my business class. We
Okay.
went to the private airport lounge, lots of food and drinks, but my flight was boarding, so I headed to the gate. Hello. 7C.
Alcohol. Hence, in different
Welcome to
conditions,
business
different products
class. I
are
already took my
formed.
shoes off and I don't even feel weird.
Let's go
We
through
give you free
how
beer.
do
Also, I was
enzymes
served
bring
square juice.
about
Although
such high
square juice
rates
is
of
really
chemical
more orange
conversion.
juice. As I had so
To
much fun in
understand,
Singapore.
we
Dave,
should
you're the
study
best. You never
enzymes a
compliment
little
me.
more.
You really
We
steal
have
my
already
my
understood
roast
the
beef
idea of an
here
active
on air,
site.
and that was pretty
The
much my sleep
chemical
for the
or
night. So
metabolic
I'm on right now, guys.
conversion
Once again,
refers
to
to a
build the next
reaction.
flight, and I'm
The
pretty
chemical
sure
which is
this
converted into a
flight's
product is
halfway
called
down.
a
We're gonna get
substrate,
into that. But honestly,
and
one of the
hence
stuff I want to do
enzymes,
before we get
proteins
into
with
business
three
class is
dimensional
make
structures,
a
including an
business
active site,
learning
convert a
business
substrate S
manual.
into a product.
Here's a quick list of things
Sim-
that come with this.
as P, symbolically, this can be depicted as
One day
S
this will be
converted into
everyone,
P.
but I'm in business class.
It is now understood that the substrate S has to bind the enzyme at its active site within a given cleft or pocket. The substrate has to diffuse towards the active site. There is thus an obligatory formation of an ESA complex phenomenon during the state where substrate is bound to the enzyme active site. A new structure of the substrate called transition state structure is formed. Very soon after the expected bond breaking making is completed, the product is released from the active site. In other words, the structure of substrate is getting transformed into the structure of products or product. The pathway of this transformation must go through the so called transition state structure. There could be many more altered structural states between the stable substrate and the product. Implicit in the statement is the fact that all the indeterminate structural states are unstable. Stability is something related to energy status of the molecule of the structure. Hence, we look at this pictorially through a graph. It looks something as in figure 9.4. This is the graph. By understanding the graph, we have the progress of reaction, product P, and the here we can look at this that is the potential energy as y-axis. Now this is the substrate level, showing how the reaction is going to be done. Without the enzyme, the activation energy needed will be more, and that an activation energy to get the transition state into the product is very high.
When you're doing your business in business class,
Hi
we
Jonah
talk about
Murray,
elevating your business
9947.
growth. Vegas can
How
also
are
see
you
your
doing
chart
today?
while they do that.
Next is substrate level at the activation energy with the enzyme. The enzyme of the reaction catalyzes, it speeds up the reaction. So, the energy required here is a bit less. So, the activation energy for this reaction is a bit less, and the products are formed. This is similar to that what we see for the graph in exothermic or endothermic reactions. Here, I would say that this is exothermic because you can see, sorry, this is actually gonna be or I think endothermic because energy here will be more than that of the product. That should be endothermic here. Let's go. The y-axis represents the potential energy content. The x-axis represents the progression of the structural transformation or states through the transition state. You would notice two things. The energy level difference between the S and P. If P is at a lower level than S, the reaction is an exothermic reaction. Oh, okay. It says that it's an exothermic reaction. So I made a big problem here. Oh, my bad. So, yep. This is an exothermic, not an endothermic. One need not supply this overall thing. Where was I? Here, okay. Represents a progression and one need not supply energy by heating in order to form the product. However, whether it is an exothermic or a spontaneous reaction or an endothermic or energy requiring reaction, the S has to go or the substrate has to go through a much higher energy or transition state. The difference in average energy content of S that of this transition state is called activation energy. So enzymes eventually bring down this energy barrier, making the transition of S to P more easy. All right. Let's understand nature of the enzyme action. Okay. Each enzyme has a substrate binding site in its molecule so that a highly reactive enzyme substrate complex is produced. This complex is short-lived. This complex is short-lived and dissociates into its product P or products P and the unchanged enzyme with an intermediate formation of the enzyme product complex EP. This is the reaction where E enzyme and substrate binds together to give the ES complex, then gets converted into EP, that is the substrate being converted into EP, and then the product is released from that enzyme. The catalytic cycle of an enzyme action can be described by the following steps. First, the substrate binds to the active site of the enzyme, fitting into the active site. The binding of the substrate induces the enzyme to alter its shape, fitting more tightly into the substrate or around the substrate. The active site of the enzyme, now in close proximity of the substrate, breaks the chemical bonds of the substrate, and new enzyme product complex is formed, EP complex. The enzyme releases the products of the rejection of the reaction, and the free enzyme is ready to bind to get another molecule of the substrate and run through the catalytic behavior or the catalytic cycle once again. Now, factors affecting the enzymatic activity. The activity of an enzyme can be affected by a change in the conditions which can around alter the tertiary structure of the protein. These include temperature, pH, change in substrate, concentration or binding of specific chemicals that regulate its activity. Temperature and pH. Enzymes generally function in a narrow range of temperature and pH. Enzyme shows its highest activity at a particular temperature and pH called the optimum temperature and optimum pH. Activity declines both below and above the optimum value. Low temperature preserves the enzyme in a temporarily inactive state, whereas high temperature destroys the enzymatic activity because proteins are denatured by heat. Concentration of a substance. With the increase in substrate concentration, the velocity of the enzymatic reaction rises at first. The reaction ultimately reaches a maximum velocity, Vmax, which is not exceeded by any further rise in concentration of the substrate. This is because the enzyme molecules are fewer than the substrate molecules, and after saturation of these molecules, there are no free enzyme molecules to bind with the additional substrate molecules. The activity of an enzyme is also sensitive to the presence of specific chemicals that bind to the enzyme. When the binding of the chemical shuts off enzyme activity, this process is called inhibition, and the chemical is called an inhibitor. We have some graphs to look at. You see, this graph here and this graph here shows the effect of the enzymatic activity with the pH and temperature. This is a parabolic path, and this is also a parabolic path. At certain pH, the enzyme activity will be maximum and more efficient and productive. And this is same for the effective temperature. As you can see, if we take the optimum value and the maximum value of pH and go beyond that, it declines here. As you can see, it starts declining on both sides. That's the same case for temperature. If you reduce the temperature or decrease the temperature, it starts declining the enzymatic activity. Similarly, this is the concentration of substance. When you increase the concentration of substance, the velocity of the reaction is increased too. But at a point, the velocity is reached at a maximum point. Yo, Kevson, Ray. Okay, why should I shut the flip up, man? How are you doing today? This is a Do you hate this? Do you hate this? How are you doing, Kevson? Good. Man, but I gotta study though. Just kidding. Oh, thank you, Kevson. Thank you. Uh, I thought I didn't want to disappoint you. My bad. It's fine. I thought I was actually irritating you guys. My content is already trash. My bad. All right, let's continue. I'm doing great, Kevson. What about you? How are you doing? How's your day going? Yeah, I forgot. Let's start off. So when the inhibitor closely resembles the substrate in its molecular structure and inhibits the activity of the enzyme, it is known as a competitive inhibitor. That's great to know, Kevison. Appreciate it. Due to its close structural similarity with the substrate, the inhibitor competes with the substrate for the substrate binding site of the enzyme. Consequently, the substrate cannot bind, and as a result, the enzyme action declines. Inhibition of what did I say? Succinic dehydrogenase. Yeah, succinic dehydrogenase by malonate, which is an inhibitor which closely resembles the substrate of succinate in structure. Such competitive inhibitors are often used in the control of bacterial pathogens or bacterial diseases causing bacteria. Diseases causing bacteria are known or a microorganism are known as pathogens. Now, let's understand this part. I forgot that I had to explain this. My bad, Kevson. Now, this is a parabolic path actually. This is in fact a half parabolic path. When I'm increasing the concentration is increased, but along with that, the velocity of the reaction is also increasing. But at a certain point, when I keep increasing the concentration, the velocity max actually, I reached at a point of velocity max and it stopped from there. It did not increase. That's how it is actually, and that's why you can see that it's moving along this part. Afterwards, it will decline. It will go into a parabolic path, and then it will go downwards. That's how it is here. Now, let's understand the classification and nomenclature of these enzymes. Shall we? Yes, we will. In order to understand that thousands of enzymes have been discovered, isolated, and studied, most of these enzymes have been classified into different groups based on the types of reaction they catalyze. Enzymes are divided into six classes, each with 4 to 13 subclasses, and named accordingly by a four-digit number. Okay, that is interesting that they are named accordingly with a four-digit number. Six classes of enzyme can be seen with of subclasses of 12, sorry, 4 to 30. The first class is oxidoreductases or dehydrogenases. These are the enzymes which catalyze the oxidoreduction between two substrates. This just shows that they are basically catalyzing a reaction that undergoes redox reaction. Transferases. It is an enzyme catalyzing a transfer of a group G other than a hydrogen between a pair of substrates S and S dot. It could be, suppose there is a phosphate group. After the reaction, you get to see that this product is now having that phosphate group. The transfer of the group in this reaction, which is catalyzed by this enzyme, is known as transferases. Hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is an enzyme catalyzing the process of hydrolysis of ester, ether, peptide, glycosidic, CC, C halide, or PN bonds. These are many different types of bonds that we learn in organic chemistry. And enzymes that catalyze and the hydrolysis is breaking of these enzymes through the process of that is hydrolysis. And this enzyme is the hydrolysis that catalyzes this reaction. Lyasis. Enzymes that catalyze the removal of of some substrates by mechanism other than hydrolysis, leaving double bonds. As you can see, there were a compound here, and this had attached to this carbon with this Y and this carbon with X group. After the reaction, you see that these bonds are broken down and they overall made a different product. One is having a carbon, two carbon with double bond, and the other one having a single bond, which is not in many cases. Isomerases. These includes all the enzyme that is catalyzing interconversion of optical, geometrical, and positional isomers. What exactly are these? What am I exactly talking about? Well, in order to understand this, we need to know the idea of isomers. Isomers are those chemicals which have same molecular formula but then different molecular structure. And due to that, we understand this. Now, by that, this isomerases enzyme is catalyzing this interconversion of optical geometry or positional isomers. Now, what is ligases? These are the enzyme that catalyzes the linking together of two compounds. Like it can form a bond of CO, CS, CN, PO, etc. Many bonds can be formed from this, which is pretty much great to know. Now, cofactors. These are basically one part of the enzymes that we're going to go through today. Enzymes are composed of one of several polypeptide chains. However, there are a number of cases in which non-protein constituents called cofactors are bound to the enzyme to make the enzyme catalytically active. And in this instances, the protein portion of the enzyme is called the apoenzyme. Apoenzyme is the proteinaceous part of the enzyme that can be seen here. And these kinds of cofactors may be identified by prosthetic groups, metal ions, and coenzymes. All right. Prosthetic groups are organic compounds. As we look at this, we'll understand this one by one. Okay, so the prosthetic groups and organic compounds, okay, they are distinguished from other cofactors in that they are tightly bounded to the apoenzyme. For example, in peroxidase and catalase, which are both the enzymes which catalyze the breakdown or they fasten the reaction of the breakdown of hydrogen peroxide to water and oxygen, H2O2, into water and oxygen. Heme is the prosthetic group and it is a part of the active site of the enzyme. So we know now that peroxidase and catalase are enzymes which break down, which shows the catalysis or a reaction of breaking down of hydrogen peroxide. Now, coenzymes are also organic compounds. They're also another part of the cofactors. Coenzymes, they're organic compounds. They indirectly, come as an association with the apoenzyme, and they're only transient, meaning that these come in with the bond of apoenzyme during the transient state, usually occurring during the course of catalysis. Furthermore, coenzymes serve as cofactors in number of different enzymes catalyze reactions. The essential chemical components of many coenzymes are vitamins, that is, coenzyme nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide NADP and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate contains the vitamin niacin. Okay. A number of enzymes require metal ions for their activity, of which form coordination bonds with side chains at the active site. You know what? Let's go through this one. Okay. Um, what exactly is who happening? We're gonna look at that and we're gonna understand this one by one. All right. All right. All right. We ain't giving up. We are there. We are not gonna give up. Okay. So coenzymes are also organic compounds. Okay, these are organic compounds, but their association with the apoenzyme is only transient, usually occurring during the course of catalysis. And furthermore, the coenzymes serve as a core factor, and a number of many coenzymes are vitamins. Okay, these coenzymes could be nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide NAD, and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate contains the vitamin niacin. This is NADP enzyme. A number of enzymes require metal ions for which their activity which form the coordination of bonds. Zn2 plus here is one of those examples given in this, okay? And that is there another one, that is the zinc ion. And for it is a cofactor for the proteolytic enzyme known as carboxypeptidase. Now, let's move on and continue what exactly am I discussing. Okay, yeah. Um, the number of enzymes require metal ions for their activity, which form coordination bonds with side chains at the active site. At the same time, form one or more coordination. You have good reading, Muslim boy 12364 12634. Thank you very much, Muslim boy 12634. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. How are you doing? I'm also Muslim if you don't know. Thank you very much. I'm studying biology if you don't know. How are you doing, brother? If you can read me, if you can hear my voice, my bad. Um, mashallah, Allah Mubarak. I'm happy to see a person. Okay. Catalytic activity is lost when the cofactor is removed from the enzyme, which testifies that they play a crucial role in the catalytic activity of the enzyme. I am in class 11th bio. Look at this, class 11th. Yep. And also, you came at the perfect time. One chapter is just finished right now. We just finished one chapter. Let's go. We really did complete the one chapter. I was studying one chapter name known as biomolecules. It's a very complex biochemistry chapter, and you can look at the complex structures and other stuff. Oh wow, yes. How are you, brother? How are you doing? You wanna wait a minute? Let's go to another chapter, which is a very easy chapter. Um, after biology, I have to study maths too. because maths is also one of my subjects. I'm PCMB student. I study both maths and biology. I'm good. MashaAllah. Allahumma barik, brother. Allahumma barik. MashaAllah. That's great to know. Okay, this is the topic we have to study. It's very basic, but then we gotta go through this. It's very much in detail. You can look at the underlinings I've done. It's very much in detail. We have to study lots of stuff in this one. The frog structure and all that stuff. It's very much in detail. And then it ends by here. It's very detailed. What about you, Muslim boy? Which grade are you in? Do you mind telling me this? And also, I would be really happy if you would like to subscribe to my channel. I would be really happy if you do that because we are about to reach 80 subscribers. I would be really happy. If you really would like to subscribe my channel, it will be fine. If you don't want to, it's fine. I'm not gonna do anything to you. And yes, you have the free will to do that. If you don't want to, it's fine. You can watch my stream if you want to. Now, let's start with frogs. What exactly a frog is? Look at the frog. You want to look at this frog? Look at this cutie patootie. Oh, thank you very much, Muslim boy. Thank you. You know what? I'm also gonna subscribe to your channel. Just plus, I'm grade 5. That's mashallah. Great to hear, brother. Look at this frog. Cutie patootie frog. Very good, brother. Wait a minute. Um, you know what, Muslim brother? You can become my moderator. You're now a moderator of my channel. You can literally have a bit of power. Yes, look at this now. Really? I see. That's what my brother suffers while reading. I got it. Hmm. Muslim boy, what do you do? Do you read Quran in your channel? That's a really good thing, actually. Not gonna lie. That's really good. MashaAllah. Allahumma barik. You know what? I might have to wait a minute, guys. Just wait a minute. I'm here. Okay, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I'm here. All right. It ain't going anywhere. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. This is me here. We'll soon start our challenge. Oh, thank you very much. We just need one more sub to reach 80 subscribers. I'm really happy. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate the sub. Thank you very much. All right. I feel like it's time to start. Frog. I sent posts of Quran in my grade. Really? Let's check this out. Um, Wait a minute, Muslim boy. I would like to subscribe to your channel. I would like to see Quran posts because I'm also a Muslim and I also follow the religion. Of course, it's not like I won't. Um, I'm not sure whether that's correct. How do I go to your channel, by the way? I gotta check that out. Hmm. One minute. Just wait a minute, guys, okay? I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. And here we go with this. And is this, no, wait, this is not your channel, my bad. Trying to find your channel. It's taking some time. I cannot find that Quran post It will be much better if I can. How many subscribers do you have, Muslim Boy 12634? Like in my channel, I deleted them, but I want to add new one. Oh, really? I see. I got it. It's fine, but it will be great if you can post because it will be really great for you. Um, okay, let's move on. Frog. Look at this cutie activity. Can you see this frog? Look at it. Look at this frog. Now we're gonna understand the external features, the morphology, the whole thing about frogs with this. Okay, ribbit, ribbit. You wanna see a video of frog? I just hope that it does not promote any copyrighted content. Look at the frog. Look at this frog here. You wanna see this? Look at this frog. Look at it. Okay. Okay. Why is there many pops up? Oh my God. Look at this. Oh shit. Why is there so many cocoa melon stuff here? Okay. Look at this. See? Look at this frog. No, no, no. I'm not gonna use. I'm not gonna put any copyright. Okay. What the hell? Oh, forgot. Exit productive mode to watch. Wait a minute, guys. Let's stop focusing just to what's this? Let's stop focusing. We're gonna understand frog now. Frog, froggy frog. Oh shoot, that was one. Oh shoot, that's again very sharp. Way too much cocoa melon. I know, right? Look at this. Look at this. This is your frog. I don't know why it's trying to catch, but you can look at the title. Oh shoot. Nah, that looks kind of disgusting. Not gonna lie. Also, this video got 20 million views. Not gonna lie. Bro, how is he able to catch these big frogs easily and not these small frogs? I'm so confused. Bro, what the hell? I think that's too much. Yeah, we gotta continue now. I just wanted to do this for content and entertainment for other people. I can study normally, I can stay for a long time, but yeah, I want to entertain you guys too. I don't want to make my content trash. Let's go. Frogs. Okay, what is frogs exactly? We know frogs, do we? Yes, we do know frogs. Now, this is an organism or an animal. Yeah, this is an animal. Now, frogs can live on both land and in fresh water, and it belongs to the class known as amphibia. In biology, frogs come under something called amphibians, and in biologically say this as class amphibia. Let me explain you in much detail way. In order to understand this, we have to go through something called taxonomic hierarchy. Well, taxonomic hierarchy here is given somewhere here. Yeah. Species, genus, family, order, class. Yes, this class you see is just indicating that our frog is coming under the class of amphibia or amphibians, and then it comes under our chordata phylum and our animal kingdom. Yes, it comes under animal kingdom, and the species is frog. Yeah, it is. And then the common found in frog common frog found name here is in India is known as Rana trigrina. It's kind of a related to scientific name, but no, it's just not a scientific name. It's just a most common species of frog found in India. We call them as Rana trigrina. It's just specifically for them. So yeah, this is not an international scientific name. Now, they do not have constant body temperature. Their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. So, such animals are called cold blooded or poikilotherms. Now, this is a term, poikilotherms. We're going to look at that. But what does this exactly mean? What are we talking about here? Let's understand this, okay? So, our organism, suppose this is there is a frog, okay? Our frog in cold temperature will feel cold, of course. That's fine. Our frog will feel cold. But the problem with the frog is that its body will all inside the body, the temperature of the body will start getting cold, low and low and low, and therefore it gets cooler and cooler. This will cause a lot of problems to the bodies of the frog. Its blood will become cold, and that is not good at all. Our bodies maintain its temperature inside the body, and that's why we are known as warm-blooded animals. But these are frogs having cold-blooded animals, and also at very hot conditions their blood could become more hot, or their body will go under very hot conditions, and that's why they're known as cold-blooded, which means they're directly affected by the environment's temperature, and that the term is poikilotherms. You might have also noticed changes in the color of the frog while they are in grasses and on dry land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies or camouflage, and this protective coloration is known as mimicry. They're a little bit similar to those reptile chameleons, but then what exactly here is that you can look at this, okay, you can understand that they have the ability to actually change the color to some extent such that they can camouflage and get away from their enemies. Now, in terms of enemies, it could be their predators like snakes. In order to get out from that a kind of very weird and important, difficult situations, they might have to go through this protective coloration called mimicry. This is just if protective coloration, and this is a phenomenon of camouflage. Okay, and what else? You may also notice that these frogs are not seen during peak summer and winter. At very high temperature of summer and at a very low temperature of winter, these frogs cannot be found. They can only be found in mid temperatures, like it's not that they will be found in some amount of temperatures, like normally you will see that these frogs are found at a temperature, a room temperature of 27 degrees Celsius, which is fine. But then sometimes the temperature drops down to 2 degrees Celsius, 3 degrees Celsius, or in heated areas, it will go up to 40, 37, 38 degrees Celsius, and that is highly affecting the frog. So what we can understand through this is that from extreme heat and cold, what example we need to know is that they will go and make deep burrows in to form a shelter, and this will help them protect from the extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep estivation, and the other one is known as winter sleep hibernation. Now, what exactly is that? They are going and inside the ground making some tunnels. Okay, wait a minute, guys. I just broke my phone stand. My bad. Um, yes, this is the one. All right. So yeah, you can look at this. It may during high winters or during really big season. Quick question: where do I live? I live in Middle East, Bahrain country. Do you know what is Bahrain? You know what is Bahrain? It is a country where it lives, which is very near to Saudi Arabia. Where do you live, by the way, Muslim boy? Are you living in India, Bangladesh, Nepal? I don't think so, Nepal, but yeah, I feel like it. Or Pakistan. Where do you live? Oh, oh. Which country? Where do you live in it? Which country do you live in? Can you say the country's name? I live in Zayed in Bahrain. Where? What? No, can you elaborate it more? It will. Can you elaborate more so that I can get some more understanding? I can see what you're trying to say, but then are you trying to say that you live in Bahrain too? It is a country. Okay, I'm not sure whether Bahrain. Nice. So you live in Bahrain too. I live in Bahrain. You know, do you want to know where I live? In Bahrain? Do you want to know where do I live in Bahrain? If you want to, I can say that. So you're saying that you live in Zayed town in Bahrain? All right. I'll wait for your response. Morphology. Okay. The morphology. Look at this frog. Again, I have shown this frog a lot of times, but yeah, you can look at it. You can look that I live in Bahrain. That is good. Wow. That is good actually. Wow, that is a big coincidence. Did not expect to see a person living in Bahrain. What do you think actually? Do you want to know do I live in Bahrain? Like, should I say it? I live in Manama, of course, but where in Manama should I say that? I live in Al Hassam, Manama. That is the for that is the almost closest part of the address that I can reveal, or else I might be in danger. I cannot say that full. I cannot disclose the whole information. That's why, you know. Okay, let's go. Let me adjust my stand so that I can easily put the camera. Okay. Um. Okay. Put this up. Have you ever wondered or touched at the skin of a frog? The skin is so smooth and slippery due to the presence of the mucus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think got it. It's fine. It's fine if you don't want to reveal it because I don't want to disclose your address. So it's better not to say about your address too. So yeah, it's fine. Let's start. Okay. The skin has always maintained its moisture conditions. The color of the dorsal side of the body is very dark colored, and the ventral side of the skin is uniformly pale yellow, which is, yeah, you can understand through this how dark green color you can see, and there are olive shade colors, okay, olive green color, and irregular dark spots. And then you can see that this side, this one here is showing that yellow, pale yellowish color at the bottom, which is uniform on in each part of the ventral part. Dorsal part meaning back side of the frog, and ventral part meaning the front side of the frog. This is your front side, and this is your back side of the frog. Okay, okay, we got it. The body of the frog is divisible. Oh, what is going on? In a minute. Yeah. Body of the frog is divisible into head and trunk. Figure 7. Okay. A neck and tail are absent. Above the mouth and a pair of nostrils is present. Eyes are bulged and covered by a nictitating membrane that protects them while in water. On either sides of eyes, a membranous tympanum ear receives sounds signals. The forelimbs and hind limbs helps in swimming, walking, burrowing, leaping, etc. etc. The hind limbs ends in 5 digits and they are in large amounts and muscular. Okay, the forelimbs that end in 4 digits that have webbed feet. Okay, that these feet have webbed feet and they help in swimming. Frogs exhibit two genders, and that is male frog and female frog. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound producing vocal sacs and also a copulatory pad on the first digit of the forelimbs, which are absent in the female frogs. So okay, we can understand this. All right, this is the anatomy. We have to start off the anatomy. We're close, guys. Um, do you guys want to say anything before I start another topic? We're gonna complete this. We're gonna complete this part. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna complete 2 chapters of biology today. That's continue the topic. Nice. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that, Muslim boy. Anatomy. The body cavity of frog accommodates different organ systems, and such as digestive system, okay, to digest the food that they will accumulate, circulatory system, that is the blood flow, respiratory system that we're gonna go through, that's kind of oxidation of your my teacher. I mean, this is very complex actually. Even though for fifth standard, it looks like a fifth standard level, but then this is very complex. That's why. So I'm not sure whether you can understand this. And basically, I would still appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Okay, because I do not. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm a really big fan of you right now because you're just subscribed to my channel. I made you a moderator because when I type, it takes a while to send it to you. It's fine. Take your time. I'm not gonna be saying anything. It's fine. Take your time. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Respiratory. That is to ox. It's a process where you're basically doing the oxidation in the cell of a body or an organism, of an organism. The cell that you see has some amount of glucose present, and that glucose will be oxidized to form the energy. Okay, that is what's going on in this respiration system, a respiratory system. But the thing here is that you should remember that it's not based on inhaling oxygen or exhaling carbon dioxide. Okay, so it's that is breathing, by the way. Respiration is different from breathing, always remember that. And reproductive systems with well developed structures and functions. Okay, we're going to look at that soon. The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and a digestive gland. What is an alimentary canal? So, it's basically a whole canal. Like, you can look at this, and this is where this is the mouth of the frog. It will take that food here, and this food will go to the stomach. Then it goes to this intestine, and this intestine we call as there are two parts of the intestine which is not mentioned here. It is known as duodenum and ileum. Then we have the rectum, which is like you can say, and then the cloacal where the where the wastes are removed. हाथों बात में हाथों बात में Yes. Where should I start? Alimentary canal and digestive glands. Yeah. All right. Muslim boy, I wanna ask you a question. Can you answer my question? I have a small doubt. Can you do that? Uh, just give me the permission if you're there, because I have a small doubt. So if you do you study in Diniyat? Do you know there is a madrasa known as Diniyat? Do you study there? I have a small, that doubt. If you say yes, then I will be a bit, shocked. That's why. It feels like you're gonna study in that you have studied in Diniyat. If you didn't, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. No. Okay. It's fine. Then which madrasa do you go to? Can you say the name of the madrasa? If you can say the name of that Arabic class that you go to, then I might have some idea. Not sure because I used to go to a madrasa named Diniyat, which is one of the most famous in Bahrain too. But yeah, it's fine. Okay, got it. Oops. Wadi Al Sail. I have heard it somewhere, but I don't know this exactly. But I think I may have heard this somewhere. I see. Okay. Great, Muslim boy. Nice. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. May Allah give you all the things you need. May Allah give you all those. I will pray for you if you're going through any problem. Huh? Alright, Muslim boy. I will pray for you. Allah will be really proud of you for what all things you're doing. I really appreciate you, my brother. It's not only about, Wadi al, so yeah, I got it, brother. You said it that in Arabic. I got it. But then, I really appreciate you, brother. Like, Allah is very proud of you. God is very much proud of you, like I'm really happy to look at a person that is actually like, looking at me, listening to me, and yeah, I mean, it's not because you subscribe to my channel. It's not based on that. It's based on your personality. I just the moment I just looked at your personality, it looks like, yeah, you're very obedient. So yes, may God bless you. God guide you into a very great path, and may you succeed. Okay, may you get paradise after this in hereafter. Okay, Allahu Akbar. Let's continue. Because I feel like affectionate to. I really love all of my viewers, because it feels like those exactly are not my viewers. It feels like, yeah, these are the people who trust upon me. They're watching me, like, yeah, even though this content looks trash, but yes, I know that these people are supporting me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Muslim boy. Yeah, same to you. May Allah bless your soul. Alhamdulillah. Allah Mabarak, brother. God bless you. Thank you very much for saying that. Thank you. I'll pray for you. Okay? It's very late at night, by the way. It's like almost 12 o'clock, and I'm still studying. I think, yeah, it's 12 o'clock. If you're feeling sleepy, it's fine. You can go sleep because I don't want to disturb you. Okay? Uh, I wanted to talk with you because, um, you're first of all a Bahraini. I'm not sure whether you're an Indian or a Bahraini person, but you live in Bahrain. That's what I know. And I really appreciate you. I can understand the circumstance of a person watching me this time. But yes, thank you very much. Oh yeah, forgot. Let's continue. The digestive consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Yeah, that the digestive glands is basically your liver and your kidney. Here, you can look at this. Okay, gallbladder too. I'm not sleeping right now because it's one of the few days I can stay awake for the rest of the night. I see. You mean the weekends? The weekends like Friday, Saturday. I understand. Because you gotta go to school, you gotta study, and then yeah, I can understand. You gotta be awake for a lot of out of time here because you don't get this opportunity on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but you get this opportunity on Friday and Saturday mainly because you have weekend and Friday and Saturday, right? I mean, usually it's on everyone starts their work from Monday, but here in the Gulf countries, it's like they are starting from Sunday. Yeah, that's what exactly it's going on here. Yeah, the digestive system. Yes, okay. The alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the length of the intestine is reduced. Okay, got this one. And the mouth opens into the buccal cavity of the, or what should I say, word is it, the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube, okay. The esophagus goes that opens when into the stomach, which in turn continues as the intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. That is your, kind of the part where it takes out those waste products or byproducts. Esophagus is a short tube that opens into the stomach, which in turn continues as the intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. Liver secretes bile juice that is stored in the gallbladder. Pancreas, a digestive gland that produces pancreatic juice. All right. Now this is the one containing digestive enzymes. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. from digestion of food takes place by the action of HCl and gastric juices secreted from the walls of the stomach. Partially digested food called chyme is passed from the stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juice. I might have to read faster because it's very late at night. And yeah, I have to end the stream and start studying for the other chapter because it's basically watching a lecture for that chapter. But yes, we'll be doing this chapter for now. We're gonna complete it. Okay, it's only this much. See, look at this. It's after this and this much. Yep, duodenum. And what else? The duodenum receives bile from the gallbladder and the pancreatic juice from the pancreas through a common bile duct. Bile emulsifies the fat and pancreatic juices digest and carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. The digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner walls of intestine called villi and microvilli. This is given as a diagram in ileum, the villi and the microvilli, right? Yeah, and the undigested solid is of the waste. That is what you call it as poop. Is waste moves into the rectum and passes out through the cloaca. Okay. Frog respire on land and in water by two different methods. In water, skin acts as aquatic respiratory organ, cutaneous respiration, where dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged through skin by diffusion. On land, the buccal cavity, skins, and lungs act as the respiratory organs. Okay. The respiration by lungs is called pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated pink-colored sac-like structures present in the upper buccal cavity, and then two lungs. During aestivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. Okay, because that's kind of making sense here. All right. Um. Oopsies. Okay, that's. I posted some more Quran right now. Really? Let me check. Oh, that's great. I wait a minute, Quran by 12634. I'll subscribe to your channel afterwards, okay? Because I'm doing how do I don't know how I'll exactly subscribe to your channel. Or well, wait, I have an idea. Wait a minute, okay? Wait a minute, Muslim boy, okay? Just wait. I'll subscribe to your channel. Um, okay, Muslim boy. Okay, Muslim boy. Okay, Muslim boy. Um, can you hear me, Muslim boy? I subscribe to your channel, by the way. I subscribe to your channel, by the way. Yeah, I subscribe to your channel. That's great now. Okay, let's move on. Where was I? Um, here we go. Where was I? Okay, I've kind of forgot here. Let's look at this part. Hmm. Okay, no, we have completed this one. This one is a bit complex. This part will be a bit complex. We'll look at this, but take we have to take some time. Uh, the vascular system of frog is well developed close type. Okay, no, is it? Yeah, okay. Hmm. The frogs have a lymphatic system also. The blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessels, and blood. The lymphatic system consists of lymph nodes, and lymph channels. Heart is a muscular structure situated in the upper part of the body cavity. It has three chambers, two atria and one ventricle, and is covered by a membrane called pericardium. A triangular structure called sinus venosus joins the right atrium. It receives the blood through major veins called vena cava. The ventricle opens into a sac like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all parts of the body by the arteries, arterial system. Mm, the vein arterial system. The veins collect blood from all different parts of the body to the heart and form the venous system. Special venous connection between liver and intestine as well as the kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The former is called the hepatic portal system, and latter is called as renal portal system. All right, the blood. Okay, we can understand this one. Hmm. So we have sinus venosus. Okay, let's understand this one by one. Heart is a muscle. Okay, it has three chambers, two atria and one ventricle. It is covered by a. Okay, do we need to? I think we should have drawn that structure. Formed with liver and connection here is formed with kidney. Okay, this one is good. Done. A triangular structure called sinus venosus joins the right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called vena cava. The okay, the ventricle opens into a sac-like. Wait. I think it should be dorsal part of the brain for sinus venosus then, and then conus arterius is on the ventral side of the heart. Okay, and on the conus arteriosus being on the ventral side, arterial system, the veins collect blood from different parts of the body and to the heart and form the venous system. Special venous connection between liver and intestine as well as kidney and the lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The former is called form the venous system, special venous connection between liver and intestine as well as kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The system. The latter is called renal system. The blood is composed of plasma and cells. The blood cells are RBC or erythrocytes, WBCs or leukocytes, and platelets are thrombocytes. Then RBCs are nucleated. They are contain red colored pigments, namely hemoglobin. The lymph is different from the blood. It lacks few proteins and RBCs. Okay, the lymph is different from the blood. It lacks few proteins and RBCs. The blood carries nutrients, gases, and waters. Oh yeah, you said that I live in Bahrain, but I'm from Bahrain. Yeah, I did say that. I did say that I did say that I live in Bahrain. Um, yeah, you are in Bahrain and I live in Bahrain. That's a huge coincidence, by the way. I really checked that out. Yeah, I checked that out. Yeah, lacks few proteins and RBCs. I looked at your message. I got it. The blood carries nutrients, gases, and water to their respective sites during the circulation. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping action of the muscular heart. Okay, the elimination of nitrogenous waste is carried out by a well-developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, ureters, cloaca, urinary bladder. These are compact, dark red and bean-like structures situated little posteriorly in the body cavity on both sides of the vertebral column. Hmm? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can literally read your message. Thank you for the convert sign. Vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structures and functional units called uniferous tubules. And what should I say here, huh? What should I say here? Um, okay. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping of atria. Yeah, we looked at this. Each kidney is composed of several structural and functional units called uriniferous tubules. Okay, uriniferous tubules or nephrons. Two ureters emerge from the kidneys in the male frog, and the ureters acts as urinogenital duct which opens into the cloaca. In females, the ureter and aqueduct open separately in the cloaca. Thin-walled okay, urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum, which is opens into the cloaca. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. Okay, let's balance this up. Mm, let's balance this up. Um, why is my camera tilting like this? Okay, ureteric organism, animal. Yep, that is ureteric because it mainly excretes urea. Excretory waste are carried by blood and into the kidney, whereas it is separated and excreted. The system for control and coordination is highly evolved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine glands. Okay, the chemical coordination of the various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are secreted by the endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine found glands are found in the frogs are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal body, pancreatic islets, adrenal, gonads. Nervous system is organized by CNS, brain and spinal cord, PNS, cranial and spinal nerves, and an autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. There are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box and cranium, that's known as cranium. And the brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres, and unpaired diencephalon. Okay, so we have forebrain being included as the olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres, and unpaired diencephalon. Alright. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord, which is enclosed in the vertebral column. Okay. Guys, do you mind subscribing to my channel? I don't like begging for subs, but we are almost close to reaching 80 subs. That's fine. Now it's 79, but if you subscribe, you are gonna be my 80th subscriber. That's why it would be a huge moment for me. I will be really happy. Thank you. It will be really happy for me. Like, because each sub worth a million. You're the only one in this live, but then why does it show two people? It says two watching. That's why. Yeah, it's kind of weird moment here because I just saw a person. I'm sorry, like I just saw something here. Felt weird. You really? That is weird because I just saw two people watching. Like, yeah, it's you of course, but then there was another person watching. I don't know who that person was, but yeah, it's fine. Um, kind of a weird moment right here, isn't it? Like, what am I doing here? By looking at this, okay, checking this out. Yes, someone left and then joined. Yeah, that's it. Like, I have no idea who was that person, so I was just asking him whether he can subscribe. Only one subscriber is left for 80 subscribers. That's why. You know, that's the thing. There's only 80. There's only 20 subs to get 100, but then 80 subscribers goal is gonna be reached soon. That's why. But it's fine. I mean, let's not give up. We're not gonna give up. Okay. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres, and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord, which is enclosed by a vertebral column. Frog has different types of sense organs, namely organs of touch, sensory papillae, taste buds, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eyes, and ear and tympanum, with internal ears. Out of these ears internal ears and eyes are well organized structures, and rest are cellular aggregations around nerve endings. Eyes in a frog are a pair of spherical structures situated in the orbit in the skull. These are simple processing only one unit. External ears and is absent in frog, and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing equilibrium. Okay. Frogs have well organized male and female reproductive system, where the male reproductive organs consist of a yellowish wood, okay, and which are found either to the upper part of the kidney by double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium, and vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in number that arises from the testis. They enter into the kidney on either side and open into Bitter's canal. Okay, and okay, we can get this from this side here. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out of the kidney. And why is my camera blurry? And opens into the cloaca. Okay, my camera's blurry again, guys. Wait a minute. Um, yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it's making the camera blurry. I don't know why. Okay, comes out of the kidneys and opens into the cloaca, and the cloaca is a small median chamber um, that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, and sperm to the external. Then female reproductive organs include a pair of ovaries. The ovaries are situated near kidneys, and there is no functional connection with the kidneys. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries opens into uh, the cloaca separately. The immature female can lay up to 2,500 to 3,000 ova at a time. Fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves larva stage called tadpole. Tadpole undergoes metamorphosis to form an adult. And the farm frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect the crop. Frogs maintain ecological balance because these serve as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular legs of frogs are used as by man. Look at this. Okay, okay. If you want to close the live, just tell me when I'm always here. Okay. Also, yeah, now I have to do it. I have to close the live now because I just, I just finished my reading, as you can see. I was just waiting for your response. I thought you were gonna like say something. That's why I'm not gonna end. I was not gonna end the stream right now. I wanted to ask you. That's why. Yeah. Bye, bye, Muslim boy 12634. Have a great day. I mean, have a great night. My bad. My bad. My bad. I mean, is it great day because it's now, I guess, 29th November? Uh, Wait a minute. Let me just check. Yeah, it's 29th November. Oh, our channel is officially 3 months old now. I just noticed that. Our channel is officially 3 months old. Oh, anyways, yeah, gotta go now. Do you want to say anything, Muslim boy 12634? If you want, because you said that you response very late. That's why. If you want to say something, you can say it now. Mm. Okay. I think he didn't say anything. He didn't message, but it's fine. It's fine. You can take your time. Okay. I always wanted to let you know that I'm always by your side when you're alive. Aw, thank you, Muslim boy 12634. Thank you. And thank you for being such a big supporter of mine. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it's time to close the stream, and I'm always gonna know your name. I'm gonna pray for you, brother. Okay? I'm gonna pray for you. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye. Have a great night. Allah Hafiz.